part of our recovery culture. You get to see the things that you never saw before. When we go through this process, some of you have done it, LifeLab or the 12 steps or whatever that looks like. It's a process of really becoming the temple of God, really having his love and his peace and his joy and his encouragement to have a different purpose and a whole new outlook. It's a process that we go through, and part of that process is really looking at the mess that maybe you have made, and maybe you're not a drug addict, and maybe you're just a beautiful normal person, and but the reality is our behaviors or some of the things that we do hurt people. So part of taking responsibility over that is what we call reaping and sowing. It's seeing the mistakes that we made and then, kind of making them right. Not saying sorry, oh, please, like, accept my apology, but like amending. And so in this little garden, one of the phrases in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous that I've always loved it. It's just a little paragraph about the damage we've done. And it's like, look at the tornado, Ma. It stopped blowing, Ma. Isn't it grand? And it's like just a tornado. I've had a tornado hit my house. Like, I don't know what the odds of that are, but they're not good. It hit me and my neighbor's house, ripped every tree in our backyard and our back field, went over our house, did some damage, and it was like, that's what my life of addiction was. And I'm like, hey, I'm sober. I'm back. Woo! What a train wreck that was, but I'm back. But part of this is amending. And so wherever you are in that, like even in life, just seeing that our actions have caused harm. Maybe it might just be simple, but it's taking ownership and making amends, amending. Jesus said, when you take a kernel of corn and put it in the ground, it must die. And I look at that as our egos, and our egos flare up no matter who you are throughout a day. And we say things or do things based on self, or we've probably stepped on people's toes. And part of this is acting in love. And so part of this process for me, and I've been dealing with the court system as a troubled older youth. It wasn't even youth. I should have known better, but I went through the court system for like 10 years of my life, and just that was just a frustrating part of my life. Getting a criminal record and having these charges and having dealing with them, and then new charges come up and all of this stuff. And so part of my process of cultivating the garden and putting my ego in the ground for it to die, and then for God's fruit to multiply, is making these amends. And so I applied 4 times. I have done the pardon process 4 times. And there's been obstacles and tickets and just stuff that I had to deal with. But I gave up many times. The other adult in my household, she cheered me on lots and helped me and encouraged me. And there was laws that were changed and timelines extended, and then COVID and paperwork. And it's like, if you want to see me like be a deer in headlights, just put a form in my face and be like, here, fill this out. I'd be like, and there's so much formage for this. And on the 4th try, I handed it in last year, and I received my Canada pardon. Yeah. So it's an amendment. So it's not like it didn't happen, but it's like it never happened. So that's part of my story, but it's sealed. And that's what the love of God does. It seals our wrong. I believe that we have to admit it and not defend it and justify it, but go to our brothers and sisters, ask for forgiveness, and amend things, whatever that looks like in your life. So another amendment that I did, because I have a criminal record, I can't fly to the United States. I can't walk into the United States. I can't roll into the United States. I can't even be thrown into the United States of America. We went there and we filled out our forms. We handed in the forms for my I-92 travel permit to amend this problem, because that's what amendment is fixing it. It's not going to say like, sorry, I never really want to come to the States anyway. I got my pardon. But the reality is I can't travel somewhere. So I want to amend that. So we actually went down there a year ago, handed in the forms. It was a very scary hour of my life. After that was all done, we get in the car. Vicky says, I have to pee. And I'm like, okay, well, like that, yeah, there's a bathroom right there. And we asked, and the beautiful worker, she was like, absolutely not. I got work to do. You can go pee in the Canada. I was like, okay, hold it, honey. And a few days ago, I got in the mail that I have permission to go into the United States for pleasure and for business for 5 years. Yeah. Not that I'm going, but my wife said, wait for an invitation. And maybe one day I'll be invited to the United States of America. But I believe that is part of my ego, my false identity, based on fears that propelled me in my life to do things that hurt people and got me into trouble. And I believe that part of me is dead. It might rise up again. And if you confront me, I might punch you. And I'm like, no. I'm just flexing a little bit. Like, no, I'm not scary anymore. I'm not a criminal. So I just want to encourage you guys to operate in the fruit of forgiveness and amendment, and not just say sorry and throw sorries around. Oh, sorry, I said some dumb things, or sorry, I did some dumb things, but like amend it, like fix the fence. There are people in your life that have hurt you or whatever it is, but how do you make an amend, repair? It doesn't mean that you need to be best friends with people anymore, but how do I amend things?